Okay, I wanted to do a quick video about shipping this particular item. So I've had some auctions finished today, and so I've actually got to ship 2 of these. So they're going to different buyers. So I just want to go through like the general process. So this is kind of my like shipping station. It's just like one corner of my office basically. So when it comes to postage, being able to weigh your items is important because the weight will determine the cost to a large. Essentially, the weight and the volume will determine the cost. Everyone, depending on where you live, the postage will be different. For me, I usually use Royal Mail. Or there's a service called Every, which used to be called My Hermes. They're about the same price for this sized sort of thing. Once you get above 2 kilos, then it starts to get expensive, or certainly it's significantly more expensive. But if you can keep it under 2 kilos, it's fine. So the first thing I want to, the other thing you need, obviously, you need to know the weight, but you need a box to put stuff in, unless it's kind of something letter sized. A lot of what I sell is Pokemon cards. So Pokemon cards, are fine. They fit in a letter sized things most of the time, but with some stuff you need a box, and you need a good box. So this box it's pretty sturdy, it's pretty stiff, but if I put this in here, okay, it fits. Yeah, you could say that's going to go in, no problem, bit of packaging. But you need to be careful because these things they're collector's items, and it's not just the toy that's inside them, it's the box as well. These boxes have actually they're in like a special protective case because people care about the condition of the box. So if I go putting that in there, you have to assume basically whatever you put in the box is going to get trodden on. So if I put that in there and it's got a tiny bit at the back, a tiny bit at the bottom, and a tiny bit at the top, the box is going to get crushed. So really I need to be using a better box. Quite often with eBay, if a box is the first thing I look for, and if I don't have a box to sell something in, I either won't sell it or I'll put it on Facebook and I'll make someone come and collect it from my house. If I don't have a box, because making some kind of Frankenbox out of 3 or 4 boxes isn't any fun. So with this kind of thing, yeah, you've got plenty of space and there's lots of room for packaging. So the next thing I'm going to do is bubble wrap it, and then we'll get it all wrapped up and sent off. Packaging can be a pain. Sometimes you think, oh, it's so much effort to package these things, but once you've had something come back or either damaged or someone returns something because it's been damaged in the post, okay, sometimes you can't do anything about it, but a lot of the time you can. If you just sent it in a stronger box or you'd sent it with more packaging, it wouldn't have happened. And I have had that before many years ago. I've kind of packed something in a rush on my way out the door to work, and it's gotten damaged in the post, and it costs you money in the end. So now, because I can control the packaging, so there's only so much you can do, but you can assume that someone will stand on it, and so yeah, you can do something about it. So in this case, I have a better box than the other box. I've got this box and I've got another one for this one. So I'm going to wrap these up, and I'll show you in a minute what they look like when they're done. Right, so I've bubble wrapped this Funko Pop, but if I just put that in there, it's going to rattle around, and that is no good. So the next thing to do, once you've given your item some basic protection, like I'm protecting this more than I would other things because it's so delicate. But if say if it was just a pair of shoes, I certainly wouldn't bubble wrap them, but I would probably pack them out so they don't rattle. The last thing you want is something that rattles. So no rattles if you can avoid it. I've got some paper from an Amazon package, so I'll put that in the bottom. Now I'm just going to find something to put around the edges and on top, so I've still got a bit of depth there, so to protect it from the top, and that way it'll be protected on all sides. If you're wondering where to get protection and boxes and things like that from, whenever we buy stuff on Amazon, we usually save the box, and that'll come with paper inside it as well for packaging, so that's a really good idea. Obviously having a box collection isn't great. I hate this in my office, and it drives my wife absolutely potty, but it is very useful, especially if you've got stuff to get rid of, and especially if you buy stuff regularly on Amazon as well. Okay, so that's got some more paper in it, and now it's going to get the last bit. So this is going to go in, and I'm going to pack it around that side and on top. and then close it all up. Okay, so that's closed up. I'm going to tape this up now with some parcel tape. I'm going to need both hands to do that. I need to invest in a tape gun. Apparently they're really good. I might do another video when I've bought one of those. One thing to know about parcel tape is parcel tape doesn't stick to parcels despite the name. It sticks to itself very well, but if you just kind of, let's say if I just close this up and do one stripe across the top, that'll come undone. If you ever kind of wrap a parcel up and then leave it for a day or two, you know, for whatever reason, you'll see, you know, if you just look at it after a day or two, you'll find all the parcel tape starting to come away. So this stuff is cheap. You can get it on eBay pretty cheap. Same with bubble wrap, you know, get that stuff on eBay, but just know that you'll see in a minute, you don't stick this just to box, you stick it to itself. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. Okay, so I've wrapped this up with tape, and as you can see, the tape goes, wherever it goes all the way around. So it just goes around in a continuous loop, and then it finishes back on itself, because it sticks to itself really well, but it doesn't stick to cardboard that well. So that's probably all I need. If I wanted, I could go like down each edge, and if it was something really heavy inside, then I would perhaps go that way around there, then maybe the same over the corners. But for this one, it's a really strong box, and it's pretty well taped up anyway, so that's it, that's all it needs. And now I'm going to print a label off of that one. What I am going to do is weigh it. What you can also do is write a name on it, or write something about it, particularly if you wrap something up for selling in advance. So like up here, for instance, this is a jigsaw puzzle, and I've written the weight on the side of it, and I've written what it is. I think I've kind of jinxed it, because it's the only thing that I've got that's got that on it, and I've had it for months. No one will buy it. So, but if you do stuff in advance, like now, because I've got two of these things to sell, but they're different and they're going to different people, so I'm going to quickly write on it something that'll identify it for next time. That is once I've weighed it, because I can assume that they're both definitely feels lighter than 2 kg. This, by the way, this is a pretty standard set of scales on eBay. I think this is about £25, something like that. So it'll be like $30, $35 in the US, maybe cheaper because it's from China. Maybe you can get them cheaper. So that's just over half a kilo, which is fine. I think all my packaging supplies and this from eBay, eBay or Amazon. They're cheap, and if I remember, I'll leave some links in the description. Okay, so I've finished wrapping both of those now. I won't show you the labels, so I'll keep them turned the other way. One thing that even though I'm experienced at this, I forgot to check the limitations on the box size. So what I thought these would both be small parcels, and in fact, this box, which is bigger, would technically be a small parcel from Royal Mail, but because these boxes are too, I think the limiting dimension has got to be 16 centimeters, and both of these are slightly bigger in every direction than 16. So it could be a lot longer, like this one. It could be a lot longer, but a lot flatter. So I've had to use a different delivery service. So instead of costing me, I think about £2.85, it's going to cost me, I think it's only going to cost me £3 something with every, but I've got to drop them off myself. They won't collect them for that, whereas Royal Mail would have come to my house, which they are doing anyway for 2 other items. So yeah, so that's the other thing to just bear in mind. Even experienced people do it. If I was selling, so a while ago I wanted to, I got quite into Funko Pops, and you can see these are the only ones I've got left now, and I do, I love collectibles. I love all collectibles, to be honest, or certainly a lot of collectibles. If I was selling these all the time, I would invest in lots of bubble wrap and a box, that big, or a box this big or something, and I would find the most efficient way of sending them for a reasonable price. So if I could find a box that would fit one of those in, that would also go as a small parcel with Royal Mail, because the next size up for Royal Mail was nearly double the price. So I would have had to pay sort of £4.50, something like that, instead of £2.85. So yeah, as it stands, I send a lot of Pokemon cards. So what I have done is invest in a massive stash of these things. So I've got hundreds and hundreds of them. I think I bought 500 in one go. That was on eBay, and they cost me less. I think they cost me 6p each. So It's just, if you're going to go into business, then, you know, if you're just testing the water, then maybe just buy, I don't know, 10 or 50 or something, you know, just buy a small number. You can buy boxes, you can buy them flat pack. I bought some boxes. So just come over here. So I wanted to test the water selling bundles of cards. So I bought boxes, flat packs like this. This was just kind of a sample of different sizes of box, which all come out kind of this size. So the idea was that if I sold maybe 20 cards or 50 cards, so I could do bundles of cards and put them in there. I haven't really sold many of those. I haven't really tried hard at selling those, but so I went and looked on the Royal Mail website. To send a parcel, you know, a big box like this is something like £4.50, but to send a small parcel is more like £2.85. But the price for this comes down to, I think it's about £1.25, something like that, £1.45, depending on whether it's first class or second class. So this is actually, you know, and the cards are flat, so as long as you stack them in the right way, you can get, in here I could probably get two stacks of 10 or 15, and then there's another size up, a bigger size. So you know, at a stretch I might get 50 cards in there, and that's the most efficient way of me sending them. So whatever it is you're planning to do, whatever business, then see what other people are doing. Try buying some stuff, you know, find a competitor, buy something off them, see how your stuff arrives, get some ideas. I've picked up lots of useful things from buying products off other eBay sellers. Things like, do you put little thank you notes in? Do you put little adverts for your website if you've got a website like I have, as well as an eBay shop? So there's lots of things you can do. But yeah, so that's it for this video. I hope you found this useful. Please leave me a like and consider subscribing if you did. And yeah, check out more my channel for more videos. Thanks. Bye bye.